Welcome back to Higher Education Leadership Unplugged, real talk for real results. For those of you who have been tuning in every single week, welcome back. And for those of you who are brand new to this channel, my name is Kathy Belletti. I'm the founder of Motivate with K.A.T, which is an admissions and leadership training company. And I started a very short series that consists of 10-minute videos for my higher education leadership because you guys have a lot on your plate. But in order to help your team succeed, you have to make sure that your cup is full. This way, you can become the best version of yourself. So today we're talking about how to get the buy-in. This is very important because you have to be able to get your team to understand that you are there for their best interest. But in order to do that, especially if you're a brand new leader, you have to be able to get their buy-in because they're going to be looking at you like, who are you? You're just another leader who's going to come in and boss us around, but we've never had someone who genuinely cares about who we are as individuals. If you did not get a chance to watch the last video that was posted last week, it was all about empathy. That is one of the traits that's lacking when it comes to leadership. Go back and watch that video. Okay, but for today, I'm going to give you 3 quick tips on how to get your team's buy-in. So the first thing, lead from the front, is so important. As a leader, remember, if you turn around and there's nobody behind you, you're not leading anyone, especially when it comes to class starts. Sometimes we're getting closer and closer to when our class is about to start, and we're so behind. So as leaders, what do you really do? Do you up the goal? Do you actually say, you know what, we're not going to make it, so I'm going to drop the expectation? Or do you roll up your sleeves and say, there's no way that we are going to miss this start? I'm getting on the phone. Who has somebody that you need me to call? Who has lists that have not been working for you? Pass them this way. And you get on the phone with your team. Now, be very careful because I'm not saying that every single class start, you have to be trooping because you already have a lot of stuff on your plate too. You have meetings, you have reports, you have team training that you have to do. You probably have other obligations within the campus as well, right? So you don't necessarily have the time to pound the phones the way that your team can, unless you're a writing DOA, a DOA that writes business as well. But I'm talking about those times where you feel as if you guys are severely behind. This is not the time to sit down and look at reports and say, okay, I need 10 more from you. I need 15 more from you. This is the time to show your team how it's done. Because a lot of times what's happening, your advisors are looking at you and they're like, okay, it must be nice, sitting in your office. They have no idea how much is on your plate. But at the same time, when you see that your team is drowning, it's time for you to roll up those sleeves and say, I'm going to dial with you, because in return, it's going to encourage them to work even harder. Here's the real reason too, because sometimes your teams, they do understand what you have on your plate. So for them to even see that you're putting aside what you have to do to jump in with them, it builds respect even more. Okay. The second thing is be honest. If you want to build trust with your team, you have to be honest. Transparency is so important in this role because here's the deal. Your advisors, they know when something is off. They know when you're stressed. They can tell in your body language, in your presentation. They understand where something is not too right, whether it's within a business, whether it's within you, whether it's within a department. Be transparent. If it's personal, you don't have to go into detail, but it's very important for you to tell your team members, right now, emotionally, I'm not feeling it, so just give me a couple of minutes. They're going to see you as an actual person. Sometimes as leaders, we tend to put on this hat that we're supernatural beings and that nothing ever happens within our lives. And guess what? Your teams, they already know that you're human. But if you come off as if nothing is ever wrong with you and you never make mistakes, guess what? They're going to lose respect for you. So transparency is important. All right. Don't lie, because they're going to find out in the end as well. I was in a couple situations, especially when it came to campuses that shut down, right? I've been through about 3 campus closures in my career. And I've been in higher education for over 17 years. And, at some point, everybody knew what was coming down the line, right? And it got to the point where some people started to jump ship. They were smart, right? And sometimes you have team members that begin to lose respect because they're like, well, if you're here for my best interest and you know that there's no way that we're going to be able to save this campus, if people are asking you the same thing over and over, why would you lie to them? Why would you not give them the opportunity to prepare themselves? And I understand when it comes to, regulations and everything, there's certain things that you can't say, and that's something that really needs to change. That's the bottom line. Because if you know that something is not going to be turned around, do the right thing by your team and let them know. Bottom line. Okay? Because they're going to lose even more respect for you in the end when they found out that you already knew this information. Here's the third thing. Make them a part of the decision. I've heard so many times, especially when it comes to sales teams, right, or employees in general, they always feel like no one cares about my opinion. No one cares what I have to say. No one cares what I bring to the table. All they're doing is giving us all of these expectations. No one is asking us how we feel about them, if we have anything to bring to the table, if we have any opinion. And guess what? Your team just does what they need to do, compliant or not, to make it happen because this is what you're throwing out at them. Make them a part of the decision. If it's coming down to the ending of to the start of a class, and you feel as if you guys are severely behind, number one, it goes back to my original point: be honest, right? Be transparent. Let them know exactly what's going on, but then turn it around on them. Make them a part of the decision. All right. So here's the deal, team. We're drowning. We are way behind, and there are 2 weeks left. Okay. Does anyone have any opinion on what we should do? I need you guys' help. Okay. What would you guys do if you was in a situation? What are some things that we can do as a team to turn this around? Because we are winners. Motivate them, pump them up, because it's going to have them come together. They're going to be like, oh, this is what we can do. Oh, or we can try this. Now you have the team buy-in because they were a part of the decision. And now it feels as if they are the leaders. Remember, every single person on your team is a leader in their own way. So now it's your opportunity to let them showcase that leadership. And there you have a dynamic team. All right. So, number one, lead from the front, set the example. Okay. Number two, be honest. Transparency is so critical to building trust within your team. And the third thing is make them a part of the decision. You may not use everything that they suggest, but at least you asked the question, and they're going to appreciate that. All right. Make sure that if you are gaining any type of value from these videos and you have other leaders in your circle, share this with them because it's going to help them and you're going to be doing yourself and them a service. All right. So do not forget to like, comment, and share. Until next time.